everyone. Good morning, Mike. I have to say,
Hi.
guys, so I'm watching the stream, I'm watching my music, and all I see is our gorgeous Mike going. And I was waiting for
That's a
him
good
to go up
intro.
and give me a twerk. Oh my God, I'm like, oh my God, look at him. I love it. I love it. Oh, how are
That's a
you
good
this morning?
that's a good intro. That Robin made that for you?
Absolutely,
That's
yeah.
a good intro. I like the music, yeah.
Yeah, I do love my music. I when she did this one, because this is the second one,
Hmm.
and I had asked her to put different music to it,
Hmm.
and then I was just like, oh, I'm not crazy about it. Da, da, da. She's like, well, what do you want me to fix? And I was like, well, I don't know. There's something about it. And then Rhonda's like, Susanna, go back to your old music. And then I texted Robin, and I was like, Robin, can you try it with my old music? And when she did, I was just like, it's perfect.
That's it. Right, right.
It was just the music.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good intro.
I guess don't change something if
Don't
it's not
right.
broken.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
So how are you this morning?
I'm good, good. How are you? I'm doing well.
Good, good, good. Super excited for the interview.
Yeah, me too.
Super, super excited. But let's see who's here. We have first one here. We got Boatman. Boatman, he must have docked his boat to come and see us. Good morning. And Darlene, good morning, beautiful Darlene. Mwah. And our sweet, gorgeous, beautiful Bonnie Boo. Mwah. Good morning, honey. Let's see. I'm going down, 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 down. April is here, and
Hey,
it jumped on me. Here's April. Hello, April. Mwah. And my Jabby. Hi, my second husband, work husband.
whoa,
Mwah. Good morning.
whoa.
Who else? Renee Steadfast. Hello. How are you? Oh, Tania's here. Hello,
Hi,
Tania. Mwah.
hi, T.
Tania, I just pressed to highlight you, right? And I almost timed you out again.
Blocked her.
I can't. I can't. I gotta be so careful. I did that yesterday and I did that last week. Awful. Hey, Angry Otter, how are you? Mwah, good morning. Good morning, Evie. How are you? And my handsome Andrew. Hello, hello, hello. Mwah. Good morning. Who else? Let's see. The judge got it going on there. I think Nana J's here. Good morning, Nana J. How are you? We're just going to be waiting for a couple of more people to come in, and then we're going to get this started. Dragonfly Bees is here. Hello, Susie. Hi, honey. So, what do you? I definitely have questions for Mike. All right, so this is how this goes. And Annie's here. Hello, my Annie. So, how this goes is I ask my questions first. Once I'm done asking questions, I open it up to the panel, and then I'll read off what the panel, the chat is asking.
Right.
Okay,
And that's when we time out Tania, right?
that's when we time it out.
Right. Not now, right? Okay.
Oh, I have to unblock. Well, take her wrench away and then do that. And then she'll be yelling at me, Susanna, with that voice, right?
Yep.
Oh, all right. We got 16 here, so I don't want to start asking you any questions yet.
Okay. I'm on the hot seat.
Okay, so right now, what's going on your channel? Let us know.
I actually have two channels. I have the January House main channel, which is where I have like all my pre-recorded content, what's sold, and like thrift hauls, and estate sale hauls, and some tips and tricks and things like that I've learned along the way. So that's my main channel, and then I have my other channel, the January Auction House, where I do live auctions every Sunday night, 7:00 p.m. Eastern. And then every once in a while, I'll have another auction on that channel, throughout the week sometime. So, yeah, those are the two channels. If that sounds interesting to you, consider subscribing. But before we do that, let me say thanks to Susana for having me, and make sure you guys hit the thumbs up, subscribe to Susana if you're not subscribed. I don't know which way, the other way. There we go. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
That's awesome. Now you also have John Raven who does things with
Right. Yeah. So on my auction channel, the January Auction House, on Sunday nights, my buddy John Raver and I, yeah. So John is has his own estate sale company, and he's been selling on eBay since I think he's user number like 5 or something like that. Like he's been selling on there for a while. But yeah, he has an estate sale company, and he finds a lot of cool stuff, and he's taught me a lot. And we're good buddies, so we have a lot of fun, and people come just to the chat, just to hang out in the chat and talk to us. And we do giveaways, and sometimes I sing and dance, and it's work, right? And that's how I got my my Magic Mike nickname from Susana. Raver's getting ready for an auction, for a estate sale right now.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah, he's getting a house ready for I think next week they're having the sale, so he's getting ready for that.
Nice. So anyone in the description bar, you'll see Mike's 2 channels on there. January House and the January Auction House is on there. So if you guys are not subscribed, please go into the description. His links are in there. You'll find them. So make sure you subscribe, because I'm telling you guys, it's a hell of a show. It's a hell of a show. Sometimes I don't let them know that I'm there, but I watch.
Yeah, we do have a lot of lurkers. It's a high lurker ratio for that channel.
But it's good to lurk.
It's worth it, I think. Yeah,
it's definitely worth it. And mind you, his stuff is amazing too. And you also get some really good pieces at really good prices.
we try to do, give good deals, and we have free shipping, and people seem to like it. So
awesome. Hey Rhonda.
Hey Rhonda.
Good morning, honey. All right, so let's get to this. So Mike.
Yes.
Where are you from?
I am from a little town right outside of Philadelphia. I was born there, Clifton Heights, Pennsylvania. It's probably about 15, 20 minutes outside the city. And anyone that's born or in that area says they're just outside of Philly. So if you talk to people from my area, like, oh yeah, right outside of Philly, and that could be anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour. So just make sure you clarify that with people. They tell you they're right outside of Philly. But yeah, I was born there, and then we moved a little further south to right on the border of Delaware. And I grew up there in a town called Boothwyn, Pennsylvania, and was there in high school, and then I came out here, Central Pennsylvania. I live in Central Pennsylvania now, right outside of Harrisburg, the capital.
Lower Paxton area?
No, like Mechanicsburg area, close to Lower Paxton, not too far from there. Yeah. And I went to school out here, and then I went back home. My father got sick when I was in college, and then he ended up passing away. And then I came back out here. I never really thought I'd like it out here because I grew up, it's not like the city like Philly, but it's pretty close, like where I grew up. It's very, very congested, a lot of hustle and bustle, and everything's like pretty close. You don't have to go far to find, the Walmart or the grocery store or whatever, the movie theater. And then I came out here and I was like, man, I mean, there's like Amish buggies driving around, you know what I mean? And farmland. And
now, which one do you prefer? Which place would you prefer?
I prefer it out here much better. Yeah, much better. My mom still lives in like Westchester area, which is just outside of Philly, like an hour, 45 minutes. And every time I go back to visit, they've built a new shopping center or, new housing development, or, it's just so many people. It's just too busy back home for me anymore. Like, I like it out here where, I mean, it's busy, but it's not super busy. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just, I like it out here better. There's nature, we don't really have mountains in Pennsylvania, but you can kind of go up into the parks around here that have hikes and elevations and stuff, and fishing, and just being outside is nicer out here than it is back home. So I like it out here better.
Awesome. Now, what kind of a student were you in school?
Well, I'll say let's say this first. My mother was very Catholic upbringing. So I went to Catholic school from kindergarten through seventh grade. So it was very strict. It was very, you had to conform. We had to wear uniforms, and there was a lot of, there's a lot of. They tried to tamp down personality, right? And if you know me, you know my personality. So I was always getting in trouble. I was a good student. I was not the top, but I was pretty up there. I things kind of came to me, you know what I mean? And so I was a good student, but I was like a class clown, definitely. And just
like
always
you were popular.
Oh, I was popular. Yeah, I was popular in grade school, and even in high school, I'm one of those guys. Like I was friends with, like I had a bunch of different cliques I ran with. Like I played sports, so I hung out with those guys, and I smoked a lot of pot, so I hung out with those guys, and and the other different groups. And as long as you were cool with me, I was cool with you. You know what I mean? Like, and I didn't, I had best friends that I hung out with all the time, but I ran around in different circles. But yeah, I was getting in trouble. But I think a lot of it had to do with like how strict that Catholic school was, because I ended up going to public school in 8th grade and then through high school. And it seemed to be a little bit better there. They were a little bit. I still got in trouble sometimes.
But that must have been like a culture shock.
It was such a culture shock. It was so like, because just everything. Just like in my Catholic grade school, we had one teacher like taught every subject throughout the day. So you went to school and it was just one teacher taught everything. You know what I mean? And then when I went to public school, obviously like we switched around. Like I didn't have a locker even in like Catholic school because we didn't need it. You just walk into the classroom, put your stuff right there. It's all right there, And like there was no religion part of it, right? There was no religion was a subject, and like in public school it wasn't. And even like going to church like once a week in Catholic school, like that's what we did. Like we went to church like I think it was like Wednesdays after lunch or something like that. It was different. And the uniform, I remember all I wanted to do when I went to public school is wear, I had this Flyers, Philadelphia Flyers, the hockey team jersey. Yeah. All I wanted to wear was my Flyers jersey and sweatpants. My mom's like, okay, you can't wear sweatpants every day. I'm like, Mom, I wore this uniform like with a tie and everything for years. I just want to wear sweatpants and my hockey jersey.
Oh my God. Now, because you're saying hockey, was that one of the sports you played while you were in school?
No. In school, I played. Well, I played basketball in Catholic school, and it was a small Catholic school, so we didn't have many kids to choose from. And I was like tall when I was younger, so I wasn't very good at basketball, but I was tall. So you always have the tall kid on your team, right? You know what I mean? But it was such a shock. Like I remember going to public school and I tried out for the basketball team, and they had kids that could play. And I didn't even make the team. I was like, man. But then when I got to public school, I played football and baseball. I did wrestling for 1 year, but I didn't like it because like you had to like keep in the same weight, and I was like growing, and it was like guys were doing all types of crazy stuff to maintain weight. I was like, I'm not doing that. Like if I want to eat, I'm gonna eat. You know what I mean? Like
right.
I don't know.
On that.
Anyway, so
you did play on a team.
What?
In high school.
Yeah, I played football on the football team and baseball on the baseball team.
And which one did you like best?
I like football better. Football better. Probably because I wasn't allowed to play. Like my mom wouldn't let me play when I was young, even though I was like bigger than like a lot of the other kids. She was always afraid I was going to get hurt. And then in 8th grade, I went out because the coach was like, "You're going to play football?" When I got to the public school, and I was like, "No, I'm not allowed." He's like, "I think you should come out and play." I was like, "Okay." So I played, and then I didn't get hurt, so it was okay. And then I ended up playing through high school. So I like football. I like football the best.
Awesome. So is it safe to say you're an Eagles fan? Or
yeah, Eagles fan. Yeah, if you grew up outside of Philly, like unless you have bad parenting, you're an Eagles fan, you're a Flyers fan, you're a Phillies fan, a Sixers fan. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm a fan of all those teams. Yeah.
Now let me go back a little. Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have a younger brother. He lives no, he lives outside of Austin. Jeez, I don't even know where he lives. He lives outside of Austin in Texas. Yep, he's 2 years younger than me.
2 years younger than
Yeah.
you. Very cool.
Yeah, he's the straight-laced guy.
Really?
He's got his own accounting firm, practice, whatever you call it. He's an accountant. He's got his own practice. Straight arrow guy.
Now, did you go to college?
I did. I went for a little while, but my father ended up getting sick, and my parents were divorced at the time, and I was living with my father before I went to college. And then I went to college for a year, and I came home for Easter break, and yeah, he was sick. He ended up he had a brain tumor, and then 2 years later he passed away. So,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So after that, I was kind of like, I had those 2 years of like, kind of like, I don't know. There's a definite like line between my life before that happened and then after that happened. And maybe I'm not explaining it well, but like I was like living life after, like once, I don't know how to explain it. Like I didn't know things. Like I would go to the supermarket before he got sick and just, pick whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like, hey, just, dad's paying for it. I don't know where the money's coming from, And then when he got sick and I had to help run, it was just me and him. I was running the whole show, Yeah. You learn a lot about,
I was just going to say that must have changed your life.
Yeah. Like, so I didn't go back after that because I was working and I found out I was just a good hard worker and I just didn't have the time. I was just on my own after that. Like not on my own. Like I was out on my own. I was 21 when he passed away and I was out in the world doing stuff. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I'm not
going to grow up really fast.
Yeah, I grew up pretty fast. Yeah.
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 So you must have had a really good relationship with your dad.
Yeah, we were close. He was strict, but we were close. We were good buddies. Yeah.
What is the one thing your dad taught you that you actually use today?
Oh, God. I don't know. There's a lot because, like even now, like with my own kids, like my father was an immigrant. This is a long story. My father was an immigrant. His parents, my grandparents, my grandfather was Ukrainian. Hey, it's in the news now, but he was OG Ukrainian before, like when it was just USSR, all the countries were together. Mm-hmm. The people that lived in the Ukraine region always considered themselves Ukrainian. They just never had their own country until the wall fell in 91, right? Mm-hmm. So he was Ukrainian. My grandmother was Russian. The World War II is coming and Hitler decides to roll through Russia. The first part that he goes through is the part that's Ukraine now. Okay. My grandparents weren't Jewish, but if you were non-Jewish, they rounded a lot of those up and put them in forced labor camps. So my grandparents were taken to Stuttgart, Germany, and they worked in this factory where, did you ever see those big barrels with like the metal bands around them? Like, like, I don't know, like old timey stores or whatever like that. Mm-hmm. They made those for the war effort and they lived in top of this factory. My father and my aunt were born there in that factory in Germany. And then when the war ended, there was nowhere to go back home to in Ukraine. So they came here. They had a sponsor family. Back then you needed a job, you needed a host family, whatever, sponsor family. So they moved to Philly with this sponsor family and they lived there. So my father always taught me things. He wasn't like always like harping on it, but like things like you don't waste food because you don't know what it's like to not have food, you know what I mean? Or have very little food. He's like, have what you want. And, I'll make you as much as you want, but eat what I make, don't waste stuff. So like not wasting things and not taking things for granted. And, he was very patriotic, even though, he became a citizen when he got here, you know what I mean? But like, it was always very important for him to have me like, go vote like when I turned 18, and I had to sign up for the selective service. And he's like, this is the best country ever, and all this and that. And there's so much opportunity here. So stuff like that I take away, and I try to instill like in my own children, don't waste things, be thankful for what you have. Right. Yes, we have faults here in America, but I mean, people risk their lives every day to come here, and some don't make it. You know what I mean? There was that tractor trailer thing down there in San Antonio. I don't know if you heard that like 50 people died and coming across the border there. You know what I mean? When I see stuff like that, I think of my dad, like, yeah, like people risk their lives every day to come here. So
now what about your mom?
My mom's, so they're the Irish side, but she was born in Philly, and she grew up in Philly her whole life. So she was a Philly city girl her whole life until she got married and they moved. And
so is that where the red comes from?
I think so. My mom's grandfather, so my great grandfather was redhead. It's like the only red in the family. Like I'm the total like outcast. Like at least from the ones that are like alive or were alive when I was growing up. Like everyone's like, where'd you get that red hair? Anyway, so yeah, that's where it comes from. My great grandfather on my mother's side.
Okay. Now, do you associate more with being Irish or Ukraine?
I guess, I don't know. Irish, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, my father, like, I don't know. It wasn't great there either. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know there's the war now and everything, and everyone's kind of like on Ukraine's side and against the Russian side. But I mean, I remember my grandmother, my dad's mom passed away. She's passed away now, but that Ukrainian government, when they became their own country, like they're no saints over there either. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's not like Russia, but I don't know how to say, like, I don't know. I don't really like say, hey, I'm Ukrainian, or hey, I'm Russian, or hey, I'm Irish, or anything like that. I don't know. If somebody asks, like, because everyone just always assumes I'm Irish from the red beard and stuff. I just say, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm Irish. Yeah.
Now, you were touching on your grandmother. Did you have a close relationship with your grandparents?
My dad's father passed away before I was born. He was just a worker, and he got here to America. He worked like, my dad would tell me stories like he would work like 20 hours a day or something like that, just trying to make it. Just trying to make it. And then, but my grandmother, his wife, we were kind of close. We were, not like super close. There was a language barrier there with her. But on my mom's side, my mom's mom, my grandmother on my mom's side, I was like her favorite for some reason. Like she had 10 grandchildren, and I was like her favorite one. I don't know. Like, so we got along really well. And when she passed, that was a sad day too. Like when she passed.
How old were you?
Oh man, it was like, let me think. It was like 2006. So I was like, what is that? 28? Something like that. 28, 27.
How old are you?
I'm 44.
44.
I just turned 44, yeah.
Now, you were talking about your children. So when did you get married?
I got married in 2007. And then I got divorced in like 2014.
And you have 2 children?
I have 3 children.
3?
Yep. I have my oldest daughter. My oldest daughter will be 13 at the end of the month. I can't believe it. And then I have a son. He's 8, and my youngest is 4. Just turned 4.
Oh wow.
Yep.
And do you see them quite often?
Yeah, I see them. Yeah, we have good. My ex and I are, we're on good terms. We have good co-parenting or whatever you call it. You know what I mean? And we work out the schedule. Like now, the summer where they're not in school, it's a little different. So at least 2 or 3 days a week, and then every other weekend. But then,
that's awesome.
But then whatever, like if she's got something going on or if I've got something going on, we work it out. And vacation time. It's hey, I'm taking them for a week here. Okay, I'm taking them for a week there. Whatever.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so good. Very important for the children. Very, very important for the children. That's good that you guys can do that.
Yeah.
So I know that, I mean, you kind of have like, you don't talk much about your private life.
Yeah.
So, is there a special woman in your life?
Yeah, there is. There's a special. I have a girlfriend. Yep. We've been together for a little bit, a couple of years now.
Oh,
And
nice.
we like to go out and hang out, and kids love her and she loves the kids. And yeah, we just have fun.
Are you ever going to bring her on your show? No?
No, she's not a YouTube
No.
personality or whatever, anything like that.
How
No.
does she deal with your personality?
I don't know. She always.
Vivacious.
You think I'm crazy here on the chat? You should see me when there's no camera. You know what I mean? We should hang out one time. You know, because I kind of I tone it down a little bit for the camera. You know,
Oh my God.
I
So
try not to
you're
curse
more,
too much. I try not to get too out of hand.
I love it.
I just like to have fun. You know, I started the
Yeah.
YouTube channel during the pandemic. Actually, it was like literal lockdown here in Pennsylvania. And I was like I had been watching YouTube people for a long time. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a channel. Why not?
Right.
And I have fun with it, you know, but I try not to get too out of control with it, you know?
Oh, no, you can get out of control. I think we look forward to that.
I try to push a little bit, just a little, you know, right over the line, and then I'll stop. You know what I mean?
So, what is one thing that you learned early on in life that to this day you still practice?
Oh, man. One thing early on I learned in life. I don't know that I still practice. How about making the bed? I always make the bed in the morning, every morning. I learned it early on. And I don't know if at the time I learned it this way or if it was later, but I heard it saying, maybe it was my dad or mom told me. I don't know. I heard it somewhere that if you make the bed in the morning, at least you got something accomplished for the day, right? Like you woke up, you got the bed made, and if the rest of the day goes to shit, you at least accomplish that. So I don't know. Maybe that's one thing. I don't know. I just hard work. I remember my father always telling me about hard work and just work hard. And you know, if you don't let anybody else like outwork you, you'll always be okay. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to be like the smartest per se. You know what I mean? But if you're the hardest working, you know, you'll be okay. So I don't know. I try to be a hard worker and make the bed every morning.
Yeah, I do that too. I don't feel accomplished if I don't make the
right.
bed.
You're like, all right, at least I got that done.
Yeah, exactly. You can always turn around and say, well, I did something today.
Right. I got that done. Yeah. Yep.
So, Mike, tell me, what is your earliest memory that you can think of that you remember? Your earliest memory?
My earliest memory. For some reason, I have a memory of walking along, like we had a chain link fence in our backyard, you know, that would separate us from the neighbor's house.
Mm-hmm.
I remember holding on to that fence and like walking along with it. And I remember telling my mom or talking to my mom about it one time. I think she said I must have been like around 2 or so. You know what I mean? 2 or 3, I guess. I don't know. How early of a memory can you have? Can it be that early?
Absolutely can.
Can it be a 2 or 3? Okay.
Yeah,
That's my earliest memory. That's my earliest memory.
And why do you think you have that as a memory? Was it something that...
Because I'm a strange bird? No, I don't know.
It must have made an impact on your life for you to keep, you know, to...
Yeah, it must have. I remember like walking, like I can remember like grabbing the fence, you know, the chain part, you know what I mean? Like the, you know, the middle there. I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe because it was one of the first times I was doing it by myself. I don't really remember.
You were proud of yourself.
Yeah, I was proud of myself. Look at me go.
And look at you now.
Yeah, look at me now.
It's like, hey, look, I'm still out here doing this. Check this out.
I can walk all by myself without the fence now, Susana.
There's no barrier.
Right, there's no barriers now, right?
Oh my God.
Oh, Rhonda doesn't make the bed.
Oh yeah, making beds. What is something that has happened to you that you have never said anything to anyone that really be good, it could be bad. Something that's happened to you, but you've never said that to anyone.
Something that's happened to me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like an event. Like I don't usually talk too much about my father and passing and all that stuff. Like, and it's had a big impact on my life, and I don't usually talk about that. But oh, I'll give you a weird one. Here's a weird one that I don't think I've told very many people in my whole life. Is one time I was driving. This is weird. All right, I'm a strange bird sometimes. I was driving home. I was living with my dad. It was probably like high school or just after high school. I was drinking and I was driving home, and I was one traffic light from the house, like where I had to turn to go to our house. And I was behind one other car. So there's a car in front of me, and we're at the light, red light. And this light turns green. And the guy is just one person in the car, doesn't go. And like, you know, I had a couple drinks, so I don't want to make too much of a ruckus. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm like, okay. But it gets to be like too long where the light starts turning again. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's going yellow now, and now we can't go. We have to wait again. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm like, what the hell's going on with this guy? So for some reason, I get out of my car. I go up to the guy. It was a guy in the driver's seat. And I like start banging him. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? You know, because I didn't know what was going on, right? And the guy's just sitting there, hands on the wheel, staring straight ahead, not moving, not just standing there, just sitting there. I mean, didn't look over, didn't flinch, didn't do anything, just sitting there straight ahead. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I just get back in my car, and the light turns green again the second time, and then the guy goes, and nothing. Like, it wasn't like a road. Like he didn't get mad at me. He didn't do anything. He didn't drive real fast. He didn't drive real slow. It's just one of those weird things. And like, I'm a big like conspiracy guy, like theory guy. So years later, you know, I would start reading about things. And like, I read this thing one time about how like, sometimes like, this is going to be weird, but like people are put in your way, or like, you know, like, if you were not like, you know, like I think it happened like around 9/11, like September 11th, when like people would come, like, or people that didn't go to work that morning, and they didn't know like why they were saved and why they weren't saved, and or you know, why they felt guilty about being alive and other people in their office were dead. Like I remember this one guy was watching this football game because September 11th was a Tuesday morning. So there was Monday Night Football. He was watching Monday Night Football, and he said he never stays up to the end, but for some reason he stayed up real late and watched the end, and he overslept. And then by the time he woke up and was getting ready, he was going to go into work, but by the time he was getting ready to go, the first tower had been hit, and he never went to work, and he got like saved by Monday Night Football. But it started a discussion about how like sometimes things happen and put away in your life and stuff like that. So I don't know, but isn't that a weird thing? Like that guy never moved. It was just sitting in his car, just sitting there like this, both hands on the wheel, straight ahead, never moved.
I believe that he was there for a reason.
I think so, like to delay me for something, or
yes.
I don't know. Maybe there was a cop, like, because we had to kind of go like over a hill and then down, and then I had to make a right. It wasn't that far from the house, believe me, but maybe there was something going on like over that hill that I had to just wait another 2 minutes or 3 minutes to avoid. I don't know.
That's actually, it's not creepy. It's not weird. I think that's amazing.
I have a lot of different like things like that in my life, like weird things. Like I'm into that kind of weird stuff. Like,
so you have an angel watching over you.
I don't know. Like even the January house, my name, which I'm sure somebody will ask in the chat, so we might as well. But like when I was going to be a reseller, I always had an eBay account for a long time, but it was just my name. And then when I was going to start being a reseller, I thought, let me change it to something like, you know, that's not just my name, right? And I didn't want it to just be like Mike's crap or, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to think of this name for a store. And my son and my daughter, my oldest daughter, were in the car seat, or in the back seats in the car seats. And my son, he was like 2 at the time, 2 or 3 maybe. And he starts talking about the January house. And I'm like, I had no idea what he was talking. Like, you know, sometimes like if you have 2 kids, the older one can kind of speak the young kid's language and they like decipher things for you.
Right.
I asked my oldest daughter, I said, what's he talking about? Like, what's he saying? You know, sometimes he would muddle the words. So she starts talking to him, And then she tells me, she's like, yeah, he has these dreams where he goes to the January house and hangs out with his grandfather. And I was like, what? And my father died long before my son was born. My father died in 2000. My son wasn't born until 2014. So he had never met my father. You know what I mean? And just some of the stuff that came out of his mouth after that, I was like, whoa. So that's where I got the name the January House from.
Oh my God, my son. It's such a beautiful.
And it was just a random day. I don't even remember where we were driving. And he starts talking about, like, you know, we were just talking about something. And he's like, yeah. And when I was at the January House, and I was like, what? I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, it was weird.
Wow. So your dad has always.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, your dad is with you.
But I thought, hey, that's as good a name as any, and it's got some kind of connection, and I'm going to use it, and I rolled with it. So I've been the January House ever since.
Wow, that is beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. That is absolutely beautiful.
It was crazy. It was like, I was like, oh, I'm driving the car. I'm going to pull over a minute.
So your dad was talking through your son.
I think so. It was very strange.
Do you miss your dad?
Oh yeah. I miss him like crazy. He never got to see me do anything. Like,
oh, he's seeing you.
I mean, like, you know,
I know being.
You know what I mean? Like, I was a punk kid when he died. Like, I really was. Like, I didn't know anything about anything, and I knew how to drink beer and smoke pot and party. That's about it.
I think you did. You just didn't know you knew back then.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I miss him a lot. Yeah.
Now, if you was to see him, what would be the one thing you would tell him?
Oh man, I'm sorry. I don't know. I had to make the decisions for his life when he was at the end, you know. And chemo and radiation. I don't know. You know, they gave him 4 years, and he ended up passing in 2. And it was a shitty 2 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I could go back and just let him ride it out without all that chemo, and, you know, I feel really bad, you know.
But did he want it?
He didn't really know, you know. He didn't really know. I mean, I'm sure he did at the time. If I go back, you know, which, I mean, the doctor tells you this is what you got to do to prolong your life. You know, it's not like he wanted to just die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway.
So what puts a smile on your face?
My kids laughing, you know, or making them laugh, or when they're happy. When they're happy, it makes me happy, you know.
What would be the best vacation to take your kids on?
Oh my God, Disney probably. Disney? If it wasn't so damn expensive down there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, because my oldest is into the Harry Potter stuff, you know what I mean? And there's a whole Harry Potter world or whatever it is down there. And my son's into, you know, any of the Star Wars or whatever the hell, you know, all that other stuff, you know, superheroes and all that stuff. So that would be cool. And my youngest is into, like, you know, princesses and whatever, you know, all those movies. So yeah, I think Disney would be the best vacation, but super. I mean, I could never do it. It's so expensive.
It is expensive.
So expensive.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. Kids are the best, I can tell you that.
Yeah, but listen, we have a lot of cool parks where I live, like Hershey Park's not too far away.
Yeah. Hershey Park is awesome.
Hershey Park is awesome. And there's an old time park where it's called Knoebels. It's like about an hour and a half away. And you can bring your own food and have a picnic, and they don't charge you for parking, and you buy like tickets, and if you use tickets for the rides, and if you don't use them, you just bring them back the next time you come. It's not like, you know, it's not like an arm and a leg, and it's a little bit of a drive, but it's fun. The kids like it. And like I said, there's a lot of outdoor stuff to do around here. So they have a good time without going to Disney. I never went to Disney either. So.
Colleen, I think he said 13, 8, and 4.
Yep, 13, 8, and 4. Yep.
13, 8, and 4. Yeah.
Yep.
And do they go to Catholic school or no?
No. We had or at least I had not a falling out with. I was very upset when my father was sick.
Okay.
With the you know, with God, Just we'll say that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I've gotten better since then. It's not, you know, I was a very angry young man back then.
Okay. It's understandable.
But, you know, I don't know how my parents did it. The way that the cost of a private Catholic school is crazy. I don't know how they did it back then. I don't know how they did it. I couldn't do it now. I really couldn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if they wanted to, but I couldn't do it.
So do you still have best friends from high school?
Oh,
and
yeah.
you
Yeah.
still hang with them?
Yeah, there's a group of us. There's like there's three other guys and me. So there's four of us. We get together, we golf, and you know, we'll go on like they always want to go fishing. I can't be on boats. I get seasick. Like I can't. But I try. But I spend the whole time like throwing up. So, but yeah, we try to do fun things like, you know, but they all two of them have kids. The other one doesn't. So it's hard to get us all schedule wise. But yeah, we try to golf at least once a month and hang out some other times, you know, just to get together for a couple beers or whatever, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. So what do you think your best friend would say about you? How would they describe you to someone that did not know you?
I think they'd say I'm a funny guy, you know, and a loyal friend, you know, good friend, you know, and a hard worker, I would hope, you know, and yeah. There you go. Funny, hardworking, good friend.
That's awesome.
Loyal.
And what motivates you?
Well, those bills are coming in every day. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to try to be a good dad and give my kids a good life. You know what I mean? And make sure they're taking, you know, and they are. You know, it's not like they're not. Their moms are great, so it's not like I'm doing it by myself. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, their mom's great. So, yeah, just trying to have a good life for them, I guess. You know what I mean? Just trying to make sure they're happy and taken care of.
Finish this sentence for me.
Here we go.
All right. The happiest time of my life was?
The happiest time of my life?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know. I guess probably when my kids were born or, you know, hanging out with them. I don't know. The happiest time? I went skydiving. That was pretty fun. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh my God. And what did you feel when you jumped?
I tell you what, if you've never skydived and you want to, just go do it. It's awesome. Just do it because it's not like falling. Like if you fall from if you climb up on a chair and fall, like you have the perspective of the floor is like right there, or, you know, even if you're on a ladder, like the ground is right there. When you're way up there, like we were like 10,000 feet up, there's no perspective on anything. So you don't get that, like, oh my God, I'm going to smash my face, you know, feeling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just floating. It's like, I can't describe it really, but if you do it, the first thing I wanted to do when I got down was do it again.
Really?
It was awesome.
So in your mind, your mind is thinking, your heart is feeling,
yeah,
and you're coming down, and your thoughts are
like I'm floating. Like you feel like you're floating, and you don't want it to stop, and it feels like a long time, but you're not really. You're not falling that. You're not free falling that long. Because I think it's like, I don't know, 500 or 800 feet a second or something like that, and you're only going down to like at 5,000 feet. They pull the chute, and then you do the parachute on the way in.
So it's only like on your back. I'm sorry. Did you have?
Yeah, there's a guy. Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. There's a guy. Yeah, there's a guy. So then my dumbass. So that was fun, right? And this guy had just passed like his 5,000th jump or whatever. This old dude. And we went like in central Pennsylvania here, and we could see like where Penn State, the football stadium was, and like, the mountains around it. It was really cool. And we're floating down, and the guy's telling me like, okay, like when we get down to where the ground is, they have like one of those socks, like those orange wind things. It looks like a cone.
Oh yeah.
It tells you like which way the wind's going.
Uh-huh.
So he's like, we want to go against it so that it slows us down and we can just kind of walk in. He's like, it depends. If we're coming in fast, he's like, I'll tell you to pull your legs up and we'll slide in. If it's slow enough, you pull your legs up and I'll run us in. He just runs and I have my legs up, and then he's like, just put your legs down when I stop. And I'm like, okay. So we float down, we're floating down and we're checking out the scenery, and it's cool. He's letting me like steer the parachute and stuff. So then he's like, all right, we're getting ready. So he takes over and he's like, all right, we're coming down. And there was like a little bit of a hill. It was like an airport, and the ground was like kind of, it's like crowned, right? So there's like a part in the middle and then it comes down on the sides. And we're trying to go like perpendicular, so we start landing on the flat top part, right?
Yeah.
And at the very last second, the wind changed and like turned us sideways, and we flew right into the side of the crown hill instead of like on top of it. Like both of us just got slammed. It felt like I got hit like in football.
Oh my God.
We're laying on the ground, right? I'm strapped to this guy. He's behind me, right? So we're laying there, and he's like, are you okay? And I said, yeah. I was like, it was a hard hit. Like we hit hard, and I'm like, I'm okay. Like, I'm like, are you okay? And he goes, no, I think I broke my leg. I'm like, what? So he goes, I'm going to unstrap you. He's like, just roll off gently to the right. And I'm like, okay.
Oh my God.
And I roll off, and his leg is like, like his foot is like out here. I was like, oh my God. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. They had to have the ambulance come. It was a mess.
Holy.
But it was
do it again.
I would still do it again. Yeah, I mean, I didn't get hurt. I mean, it was like, yeah, if you want to go skydiving, do it. Yeah. I'm telling you, do it.
Fascinating.
It's definitely worth it. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's scarier getting like suited up and getting on the plane to go up than the skydiving part. Skydiving part is so much fun.
So it's the anticipation, you would
It's
say.
the anticipation, yeah.
It's the anticipation.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so cool.
It's so much fun. I would do it again. I would go right now if you told me let's do it. I would go right this second. I would do it. Well, after the interview, I guess.
Is that one of the craziest things you've ever done?
That's probably the craziest thing I've ever done, yeah.
Really?
I would think. I don't know.
Very cool.
That's very cool. Yeah. That's very cool.
So if you wanted to take a day off, Mike, right?
Oh, no.
If you could take a day off.
Yeah.
And not worry about selling, sourcing, anything.
Yeah.
Nothing in this world. What would you do for yourself? How would you spend that day?
Oh my God. I don't even know. What would I do? I don't know. I probably it's so hard to think about because it's like never happens. You know what I mean? I'd probably get a cigar. I'd have a cigar at some point. I like to smoke cigars.
Okay.
The problem with smoking cigars is it takes a lot of time to smoke cigars, and you don't get a lot of other stuff done. You know what I mean? Like, so I'll try to smoke a cigar like if I'm cutting the grass or something. So I'm like multitasking it. You know what I mean? But if I could just sit and have a cigar, like just hang out and have a cigar, that'd be cool. Maybe do some reading. I like to read. I used to read a lot when I was younger, but I don't have time. Like I just don't have time to read anymore. Like read books. You know what I mean?
And what is your favorite kind of book?
I don't know. I like a fiction. Like I'm a big Stephen King fan, being up in your neck of the woods. He's up in Maine, I guess, a little more north even. But like I just finally read the Hunger Games books. I know they came out years ago and stuff like that. But I don't know, fiction stuff like that. Just stuff like that. I'd probably get a book, get a cigar, maybe play some poker. I like playing poker. And we had this casino. Well, the casino's still there. It's like 40 minutes from here. It's outside of Harrisburg. But
wait a minute. I'm trying to think of the name. I was trying to think of the name of the casino.
Hollywood in Grantville. Yeah.
Yep.
But they closed the poker when the pandemic hit. They closed the poker room, because of COVID. And then I don't know what they put there because I haven't been back. And it's still not. The poker room's still not open.
Really?
Yeah. So I guess I don't know. They probably make more money with slots there or something. You know what I mean? Or what? I don't know. Whatever. So I'd have to go like either like towards the Poconos or towards Philly So probably like another hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on which way I go. But I would like to play some poker, have a cigar, read a book, just kind of chillax, take it in, sit outside in the sun, maybe a little bit, in the shade a little bit. Yeah, that'd be a nice day.
Maybe you should try that.
What?
Maybe you should try it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll let you know how it goes.
Do it this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a summertime. We got to try to sell stuff.
You got to sell stuff. So what is your strangest habit?
My strangest habit?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, now you're getting in there. Okay, I'll tell you what it is. I don't know if I'm really OCD. I've never been like diagnosed OCD, but like I have to do things like in a certain way sometimes. Like at night when I lock up the house, like I have to do it in a certain. There's like a ritual I have, and if I don't do it, I can't sleep at night. Like I just can't. I don't know. Like I have to lock that garage door, and then I have to lock the back door. And then I have to come turn that light off in the living room. And then I have to come lock the front door, turn that outside light on, and then I can go to sleep.
In that sequence.
In that sequence, yeah. Every night.
No, there's a lot of
people. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird habit. Maybe it's just a weird habit. Maybe it's not OCD.
Nah, it could be both.
Yeah.
It could be both. All right, a little serious here. What are your hopes and dreams?
I don't know. I hope my kids are well. You know, I just want them to be good, functional humans. You know, it's a tough life out there. You know what I mean? And I worry, and I see things now. I mean, it's a lot different than when I was in school. I mean, we didn't have social media and all this stuff. And I think especially for girls, it's tough. You know, with clicks, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's a whole thing. Social media and clicks in school and just school. Like, I don't know. I hope they have good lives. You know what I mean? And I just want them to do well and have, you know, if they want to have a family, that's great. If they don't, that's great. You know, just that they're happy. I want them to be happy.
Awesome.
That's all, I guess. I don't know.
What is your biggest fear?
Oh, my biggest fear? I don't know. Failing. I just, you know, if it all goes away, I don't know. No, I guess that's not. Well, that's a fear. Yeah. Like if I couldn't pay the bills or do stuff or whatever, but probably having to be like reliant on somebody else, like my dad was, like probably. Like I'd hate that. Like I don't want to do that. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't want to get to that point. That's a big fear.
That's a big fear.
Yeah.
What would you change about yourself?
Well, I mean, how can you, I mean, what would it change?
You're perfect.
I don't know. Sometimes I think sometimes I want things to go like a certain way, like, and I get like upset, angry if they don't. Like I plan out a day, and if it doesn't, I don't know what that's called, but like, like, you know what I mean? I try not to do it too much, but like, if I have my kids and I'm planning a day and something wacky happens and throws off the plans, and then I get mad, and then everyone's having a bad day, and you know what I mean, and the kids just want to hang out with their dad, and I just want to hang out with the kids, and I'm ruining it, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, maybe just being able to roll with the punches a little bit better.
So you think trying to roll with the punches would be a good way to resolve that problem?
Yeah, or like just sometimes I try to think like, hey, you know what? It's not going to go this way. Like I actively try to like think like, okay, here's what I want to do today with them. And I know something's not going to go right. You know what I mean? So when it happens, just take it in stride and we'll do this other thing. You know what I mean? But if I don't give myself that little pep talk sometimes before, you know, or something like really drastic happens, you know what I mean? Or whatever, like, I don't know. Like then I get like all like and grumpy and mean. You know what I mean?
How long does it take you to kind of realize, okay?
No, I realize it like right after I like freak out. You know what I mean? Like if I start freaking out and yelling at kids and stuff, I'm like, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't yell. You know what I mean?
So what makes you angry? Would that be that?
What makes me angry? Yeah, it's not really anger, I guess. It's more like frustration, or like I have a plan, like I want it to be good. I want them to be good, you know, happy and good and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I just get like grumpy or irritable. I don't know. It's more of the better word. Like then I start taking it out on them. You know what I mean? And it's not their fault. You know what I mean? They're just kids. Like someone's gonna have an accident. You know what I mean? Going to the bathroom, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, or someone's gonna spill the chocolate milk all over the car or whatever. You know what I mean?
Happens, right?
Life happens, right?
Roll with the punches.
Right. But I'm pretty easygoing. That doesn't happen that often, but.
Mm-hmm. What would you say is the biggest misconception people have about you?
I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know I really don't know. I guess it requires you to think about what other people think of you a lot. Or said about you maybe, or think about you. And I don't usually care that much what people think about me too much. You know what I mean? Like,
there you go.
I'm just trying to do my thing and I'm not out to hurt anybody. You know what I mean? And, and I kind of operate on the thinking that like most people don't like not initially, like, I don't know. Like there seems to be like a lot of like angst in the world like lately. I don't know. Like, and I just try to be even keeled as much as I can. I mean, I get there too. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I don't really care too much what people think. If you don't like me, then that's fine. You know what I mean? Then okay.
Yeah.
But if you're with me, then like you're with me. You're like, you know, we're together. You know, type of thing. Yeah. But I don't know. That's a good question. I might have to think about that one a little bit more. I don't want to pass. Let me think on it.
Okay. What kind of a parent do you think you are?
Oh. Well, I'd like to think that I'm a good parent. I'm definitely more lenient than my parents were. I mean, I came from the time when, I got the belt. You know, I got physically beat from my father. You know what I mean? I deserved it, of course. Yeah. But you can't do that kind of stuff now. You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
And I think it's like I said, with the differences of like kids know so much sooner than, you know, like when I was growing up, me and my friends, you know, and now you just turn on the YouTube or whatever, you know, TikTok or whatever they're watching, Instagram. So, and I think you got to kind of like adjust for that. You know what I mean? Like you have to like bob and weave with that a little bit, that they know more than you knew at that time. And there's more stuff going on out there. I don't know. You know, it's easier to get access to things.
Yeah.
You know, I'd like to think I'm a good dad. I mean, I have my faults for sure. I could work less and hang out more. And I try. Work-life balance is hard.
Do you think that life was easier when we were growing up than it is right now for the kids?
I don't know. So I think about that. Maybe it was the same. We just didn't know. Like maybe all the same stuff was happening, and social media just brought it out into the world, the life. You know what I mean? But I also think that there's a big like push to be like popular or like fit in. And I mean, there was that too when we were younger, I think, you know what I mean? Like, but like, I don't think if you weren't the most popular kid in school, like it wasn't that big of a deal. You know what I mean? But like, if you were like the least popular or one of those kids that were picked on in school, you know what I mean? It wasn't as big of a deal as it is now back then either. Like the most picked on kid back then, like was picked on, but it wasn't like, now you can really pick on these kids, like social media and like bully them. And you know what I mean? And I think that's tough for those kids too. And I feel bad, you know what I mean? And I try to talk to my kids about the kid that everyone kind of makes fun of or whatever for whatever reason. And I say, you don't know what's going on at that kid's house, and you know what I mean, and why they, or maybe mentally or something with that. You don't know why they act that way or say those things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And just try to have them be more sympathetic. I think it's tough now. I think it's easier to pile on and stuff. Maybe it was a little easier when we were growing up because we were just ignorant of what was going on. Like maybe that's all it was. Like we didn't know,
Yeah, but I think the kids these days, they have a lot more, like you said, the social media. It's more bullying in other aspects. It's not just in school, which bullying should never happen. Bullying should never happen.
Right. But I think if you were bullied when we were growing up, at school was one thing. You could go home and get away from it because there was no internet, there was no social media. But now it's like always there. You know what I mean?
It is. You can't just cut it off. No. I know you talked about skydiving, but what else is giving you the biggest adrenaline rush?
Adrenaline rush?
And don't say sex.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kidding. If that gave it to you, that's
sure. That could. I don't know. Let me try to think. One time I took a helicopter tour in the Grand Canyon. Yeah, like we took this helicopter, we landed down into the Grand Canyon on this place. That was pretty cool. Because like the way out there, like we passed over all this other cool stuff and saw it, and then we got to the Grand Canyon, we went down and landed inside, like on this little cliff base part, whatever. That was cool.
Did you take donkey too, or no?
No, just the helicopter landed, and we got out and just kind of looked around and took a bunch of pictures and walked around and stuff. That was kind of cool. That was
So what is the? Oh, I thought you froze there for a minute. So what is the best vacation you've been on?
The best vacation I've been on? One time I went snowboarding. That was a good rush, but we didn't really go, like, it wasn't really adrenaline because we weren't going, like, I was learning how to snowboard. But we took we got like an all-day pass, and then you got like an hour with the instructor. And lift pass or whatever that is and all that. And then after the instructor teaches you like the basics, like there's not much really to it other than you practicing at it and getting better, right? You know what I mean? But that was fun. That was a whole day of like falling and getting back up and going on the lift and coming back down. And then like by the end, when you get it, just when you think you get it, you wipe out and then, do it again and again. That was a pretty cool vacation. I tell you, the best trip I ever took, it wasn't really a vacation, but it really was. But I went to the Super Bowl. I'm a big Eagles fan. I got to go see the Eagles win their first Super Bowl in Minnesota, Minneapolis. So like we went out, me and my buddy, we got tickets. We spent an obscene amount of money, and we went out there on Friday, and we came back on Monday. That was a great time. That was fun.
Who did they play against?
They played against the Patriots. Those dirty New England Patriots.
Don't call them dirty.
I'm sorry. There's cheating New England Patriots.
They're not cheating. They're not cheating.
That was probably the best trip I ever took.
That's awesome.
That was a fun time. Time.
I remember watching that game at home.
Nick Foles'
my girlfriend is an Eagles fan through and through, and we just had to sit there and we had to congratulate her. At the
right. Well, listen, I think at that time you had 5 Super Bowls anyway, other Super Bowls. So
that's awesome. That
was a fun time. But yeah, the snowboarding one was fun. That was fun too. I like that. I would do that again. I mean, I wasn't very good at it, but it was fun.
So if you could go anywhere in the world and it was paid for, everything paid for, and you had 2 weeks, where would you go?
Montana, without a doubt. I have this thing where like I saw it one time. It's like this where they do like it's like a dude ranch or like a cattle drive thing. I don't know. You go out, you learn the dude ranch stuff, right? You learn how to do all that stuff, which I know nothing about, right? Because I grew up like right outside of Philly. And then you do like this cattle drive thing and you camp out and do all this stuff. It's super expensive. But it's like a thing, and it's a thing I'll never do. But like I watch videos on YouTube of people doing it, and like, you know, like ads for like those places, those dude ranches and stuff. I definitely want to do it. But
I think you should do a GoFundMe page and most people YouTube along.
Well, here's the thing. I think about that money and I'm like, man, I could use that like so much more like in other areas of my life. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, that's what makes me I'll never do it. Like, unless I won the lottery or something, you know what I mean? Where like it didn't matter anymore. Mm-hmm. But like, I think it's like, you know, it's a couple grand. It's going to cost me $1,000 just to fly out there, you know, and back, you know what I mean? Probably. Okay. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I could use
100,000.
I know, but my son's gonna need braces next year. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Stuff like that. You know.
True.
Like I think about that other stuff. You know what I mean? I think about my daughter's turning 13. You know, and you know whatever. You know, life's happening. You know, I can't be going to Montana on a dude ranch with all the other stuff going around.
But if somebody was paying for it,
if somebody was paying for it, that's a thing. Yeah.
That's different. So, guys.
Yeah. Listen, if you're gonna give me $5,000 to go to Montana, I'd rather use it right now on the kids stuff.
So, this is gonna be one of my last questions.
Oh boy.
What is your philosophy of life?
My philosophy of life? You know, just do your own thing. Do what makes you happy. And try not to bother anybody else with it. I don't know. That's how I live my life. And I'm not worried about what other people are doing. As long as they're not bothering me or other people, mm-hmm. I say go for it. Do what makes you happy. Life is short. Let me tell you, life is short. Yeah. And do what makes you happy. And don't bother try not to, hurt other people or bother other people with what you do. That's how I live my life. I try to get along with everybody and just do my own thing, and I don't bother anybody. And people that bother me, I just go the other way. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just be happy. Life is short. Be happy. Do your thing. Do what makes you happy.
And my last question before I open it up to the chat.
You said,
you know what? It's 11:10. Can you believe it? Feels like I just came on with you. It really does. So my last question before I throw it out to the chat, and then guys, you can put in your questions because I know you guys have been asking questions in the chat already. So, on your tombstone, it's going to have your name.
Uh-huh.
Underneath your name, it's going to start off, here lies.
Right. Yeah.
Finish it. Here lies.
Here lies Mike. He was a good guy. I just want people to think I was a good guy. That's all. I don't know. I don't have any. Actually, I now that it's weird. When my father passed, I bought a plot, and I bought a two plot. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I have 6 feet of real estate in Philadelphia, all ready to go.
Yeah.
But I think I want to do like a cremation thing now that I'm old. Like I think I want to be cremated. You know. And
you want your ashes to be inside the urn, or do you want them spread?
Take my ashes, spread them in Montana.
In Montana. Guys, we need to get him to Montana.
Because then I'll get there finally.
Not dead, but alive.
Right.
Mike, thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for having me. It wasn't too much of a hot seat.
No. And you didn't pass, which is awesome. I love it.
I wrote it down. Biggest misconception. I'll have to think about that. I'll get back to you.
Yeah, definitely get back to me. I might bring you back in a couple of weeks or something and say, hey, did you take the day off with a cigar? And also, what was the answer to that?
Right.
No, but I just really want to say thank you so much. I reached out to you last week, and you were like on board with it right away. And that was awesome.
Thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun, and I like watching the other interviews you've done on your channel here. And we get along in the chats. I say hi to you and the rest of the crew. So make sure you subscribe to Susana, hit the thumbs up. And
In the description bar, guys. I don't
Oh
know if
yeah.
you've heard me before. Mike's channels are in the description bar, and Shadow Woman has been dropping your links
Oh,
as
thanks,
well.
Rhonda.
So
Thank you,
thank
Rhonda.
you,
Appreciate it.
Rhonda. Thank you, honey. So now I open it up to the chat.
Okay.
Do it, guys. Ask him. I'm not going to scroll up. You guys have to. You guys have to ask him now, and I'll ask whatever you guys say. Hey, Glenn, my Bobby Boutique, Marketplace Boutique. Oh, so that was good. Learned a lot from you.
Do I skateboard? Jenny wants to know if I skateboard.
Oh, do you skateboard?
No. When I was younger, I did. But now I'm afraid I'd break something.
Now, were you like a Tony Hawk guy?
I was in my mind maybe a Tony Hawk guy, but not in reality. I was more like a I don't know Stephen Hawking. No, that's a bad joke. Sorry.
So I learned something from this. I learned a lot about you from this interview, but I learned something for myself in this interview. Was when you were saying when you were parachuting and you were coming down with the guy on your back, you said that sock thing with the air.
Yeah.
I always thought that was just for decoration. I didn't know that had a meaning
Yeah.
of which way the wind was blowing.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, oh wow, now that makes sense. It's not just a decoration. It's not.
Yeah, I didn't know either. He's just telling me as we're coming down. He's like, see that? I think they call it a windsock. I don't know. He's like, see that? And I said, yeah. And he said, we want to come against it. So it slows us down so that we can just kind of drift in, slide in there. You know what I mean? But not till the end, because you can't go against it the whole time. You'll just drop out of the sky. You know what I mean? Like,
I always thought I never called them the wind socks. I always called them floating condoms. When I never put that much thought into it
well, I got three kids. I don't know what they are.
I didn't put anything in there. Let me go up and I'll read it.
Yeah, where's T at with all her questions she says she had?
Yeah, 2-minute T proudly. She did it and ran.
She did it?
I'm just going up. Can't worry about anybody else. Jenny, good morning. Where was the time to save for skydiving?
Oh.
There's one day I will go skydiving. I never did it. Okay. Pure hearted. Mike is a good dude.
Oh man. Oh.
Yeah, I use a travel agent. We were talking about that. Wow. I guess I thought I was reading it, but I guess we were answering people's questions.
Oh.
Oh, wow. I know I'm quiet here, guys, but I'm trying to look up to see if there was any other questions. Oh, I guess not. Break the bubble, Susana.
What's that mean? Break the bubble?
I have no idea. Oh, I think because I thought about the floating condom thing.
Oh yeah.
That I thought it was just for decoration, but there's a reason for it. So, yeah. So, what are you bringing this Sunday?
I have some jewelry still I bought this big jewelry lot at the live auction, and I've been going through it. I don't know much about jewelry, so I just like group it up in like earrings and brooches and stuff like that and just sell big lots of it. Hi, Ashley. How are you?
Hey, Ashley.
I'll have that. And I don't know. I usually don't get stuff together until literally like, I don't know, the morning of or whatever, because it's at 7:00 at night. So yeah. I'll go through. I have jewelry. I have some old photos, cabinet cards.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see. Some good stuff for sure. Train stuff. I think I have a few little train things.
So what's the best kind of music that you like to twerk to?
I don't know. I only twerk for you on my channel, Susana.
No, that's not true.
That's only
You
for
don't
you.
even know. You don't even know that I'm there, and I'm
I
watching you
know.
twerk.
I know. I try to. I try to. I the best kind of music is music I make up, just singing along, and I'll just start twerking, and then my buddy John gets all flustered. Yeah, I'll twerk to any music. That's right. I'll twerk to any music
All right.
and
Okay.
sing. Yeah, I like to sing.
Yeah, he does love to sing.
I just like to have fun. If you have a YouTube channel, you might as well have fun with it. I mean, like, I guess some people, have them to get money and, make money, and that's fine too. I never set out that way to do it. So, hey, Chris.
Chris, he never did sing at the marathon. Nope.
That's because Rhonda was yelling at me and stuff.
Okay.
Some of those girls make me nervous sometimes.
Mike, give us a song.
Okay. What song do you want to hear?
Anything that you want to give us.
I don't know.
Sing me a song.
Don't put me on the spot like that.
Sing me a song.
Sing me a song, you're the piano man. Sing me a song tonight. Because we're all in the mood to be on Susana's channel. You got me feeling all right. That's a good song.
That's nice.
Grab some cassette tapes. Yeah, I got some heavy metal back there. We don't want to sing that.
Why? I love metal.
Do we?
I love Rush.
I wish that would come back. I wish like Poison would come back. That'd be good stuff.
See, you know what I just watched was Motley Crue. It was on Netflix.
Oh yeah, the documentary. That's a good one. Yeah.
Wow. Like I did not at all expect that.
No, that was a good documentary. I want some leather pants, like the guys would wear, like, you know what I mean? Like just straight, not chaps. I have chaps.
You got chaps.
Assless chaps.
You do have assless chaps.
Yeah, I do. Maybe I'll wear it on the next marathon auction.
I can tell you, you're right. The big hair bands were great. They
were great. They were awesome.
And those were from the 80s. And then some 70s music, too.
Yeah. Yeah, Rush was good. What'd you say, Rush?
Rush. I love Rush.
Yeah, Rush was good.
Rush, yeah. Chris is saying, yes, you need leather pants.
Yeah, I definitely need leather pants in my life. Definitely.
So you're going to give us a song?
I just sang a song.
No, I want a song.
What do you mean a song? I just sang Piano Man.
Aww. No,
what's the Jewelathon? I can't be
Jewelathon? You don't know the Jewelathon?
No.
The Jewelathon is that they're having Robin, Rhonda, and Tanir are doing 10 hours of a jewelry, all jewelry, and it's going to be 20 sellers, a half hour, and you have to email them to be considered into it because what they're doing, because they have an abundant amount of emails, so they're going to be doing a live picking. I think it's going to be on a wheel. Everyone that sent their email, and that's how they're going to choose the 20 sellers.
Listen, I can't be part of that. I need it where it's the regular marathon, where Tania and Rhonda beg me to be on there. They send me all types of texts and emails.
They don't send you jack.
They beg me.
They don't beg you.
Please, they offer me favors that you wouldn't believe in your mind.
Hold on. Wait, let me get something. Are you stirring the pot over there?
I'm definitely stirring the pot. Yeah, I'm definitely stirring the pot. All right, well, I'll watch it, but I don't think I'll be on a seller part. I don't have that much jewelry to sell. Right, Robin, there's Robin lurking.
Okay.
Robin doesn't beg. Sometimes I don't know. I try to.
For him, can we share your email to us?
What?
Your email to us for
what?
The marathon. Can we share it?
Sure, you can share it.
Okay.
You're being
I have to
up right now.
Give me a minute. Share screen.
Oh, you're gonna put it on the screen?
Yeah, I'm gonna share it with everybody. Stop it.
What's your dog's name?
Blue.
Lou?
Blue.
Blue?
Yeah.
Blue's my favorite color.
Hold on.
I love blue.
He wants to play.
Morning, Robin.
Morning, Robin.
Right. They begged me, Robin. You know they begged me.
Permission? Okay. So here we go. Oh, I
Oh,
probably
that's a lot of screens. That's a lot of screens.
Hold on. I did this wrong. Give me a minute. I gotta remove it. Because I can't share everything we have on our email list here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me just get Mike's.
Oh my gosh. I believe you. Your dog wants to sing too, Rhonda. All right.
This is so hilarious, y'all. And it's perfect time since he just did the. There he is.
Okay, here I am. Can't you just read it? Chris says.
I can just read it. Yeah.
It's a better visual.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Okay, I have to search him.
Yeah, so those of you that don't know, if you want to be on this marathon auction, you have to like email the whatever the.
After he just emailed us, you guys, he brought it to a whole other level of applications to join the marathon. Okay.
Like you just usually send them a note like, "Hey, can I be part of the show?" and let me know what time slot or whatever. But I did it a little differently.
So he said, "Hello. I was wondering if I could please have a slot in the 7172 reseller family auction. My qualifications include multiple-time reseller family auction veteran, redhead demographic candidate, mildly amusing, female fan favorite. References: Tania, Hemlock, Lady Mercantile, Kim, It's About to Get Real, Susana, Susana's Chronicles. Thank you for consideration. Magic Mike, the January House."
I freaking love it.
I did it like an application, like a you know.
By far the most epic email we got to be considered for the marathon.
Oh
but then I didn't hear anything back for a while, and I wasn't sure if I was like. I don't know, maybe I upset somebody. So like,
I wasn't
a reference.
That is awesome.
And then I was like, T, did I make it on the show? And she's like, there's going to be I didn't know that you're having like that one day, a Tuesday, like a 6 o'clock announcement. I was like, okay.
Yeah, we don't email anybody back. We make them all wait, shit their pants. I
was like, maybe I didn't make it. Maybe my application wasn't strong enough.
That was awesome. I loved it.
I have fun with it. If I didn't make it, I didn't make it. But I was going to have fun with it.
So you have jewelry, though. You said you bought a bunch of jewelry. I think you should put your hand in the jewelry-a-thon. You might get pissed.
No, because I sold stuff on the marathon. Yeah. And I had necklaces, and one was a belt, and you yelled at me.
I didn't yell at you. I just kindly told you it was a belt.
You said that's a belt.
Mike, when she talks like that, I can honestly tell you, she's not yelling.
No, I know. I didn't take that.
She's not yelling.
I know.
He knows.
I know.
Me and Mike go back quite a ways.
I'm sure you have enough people to do a whole. You're only doing one day on this jewelry-thon?
Yeah, only 10 hours.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, we've been over. That's why we're doing a lottery pick.
Yeah, you got to do lottery. So many people sell jewelry.
It was full within 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say you probably have triple the amount of people that you could have in 10 hours.
We weren't expecting it, so it's really awesome.
Yeah.
But back to you. I'm leaving. Bye.
Okay, see you. Bye.
We're closing up.
We're closing now. Yeah, so this was fun. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you.
Hopefully you learned a little about me.
I absolutely did. Absolutely.
Just adds to my fame and mystique.
Yeah. And I so appreciate you, and I love watching you. I really do. Guys, on Sundays, 7 p.m.
Yep.
In the description is his, and there Rhonda's dropping it in the chat. Make sure you're subscribed. You hit the like buttons. Make sure you hit your reminders. Leave them a comment. And also here, if you leave me a comment underneath this video too, once it goes up, and let me know who else you would like for me to interview.
Yeah.
And then I'll take it from there. So everyone, thank you so much. And I will see you guys on Monday. But, oh, wait a minute. Jabby, is doing Treasures to Die For at 12 noon. Nikki tomorrow is doing auction, y'all auction at 5. And then you also have Mr. Jim at 7:55 tomorrow night. And Sunday, oh wait, Jabby too. Jabby's doing some great thing tomorrow. And it's at, what is it tomorrow? Is it at 1:00 or 2:00? And it's a thankful day. So he's going to be giving out great gifts too tomorrow. So you need to go there. And on Sunday night, he's doing Jeopardy, which I'm a contestant on. So it's the spinoff of Jeopardy. So I will be there. Pamela and Chris will be there. So having said that, guys, and I know I missed people, but mwah, and make sure you go see Mike 7 p.m. on Sunday.
Yeah, tomorrow night or Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Ciao, everyone.
Bye.
Angel tickle toes and stars in back, everyone. Mwah! I was trying to catch him, but hey, I know I talk too much. See you later. Bye.
You've reached your limit on talking. Shut the fuck up.